No, because Allah is saying that.
But you don't believe in Allah. But you don't believe in Allah. You believe.
Show me that the Prophet means. Where did you get that meaning? Okay, let's. Where did you read it? Just read it on Google. Who put it there? Who put it there? No, listen. That's what I'm saying. You're going to go to Google. Look, when I said use Google, he said, I don't go by Google. Just now he went to Google. Imagine that. You're standing here. He said 5 minutes ago, I said, take this word, Google translate it, you will know the meaning. That's as simple as that, because Google is not biased. Where he just goes to a biased Google website to look it up and then answer me that. Please don't go to Surah Baqarah. Why are you doing this? Am I talking about it? I'm talking about Surah 3, verse 55. Come to that one. Why are you going to Surah Baqarah? I'm not talking about Baqarah. He's saying, I'll kill you and bring it to me. So are you saying that Allah is lying? It's in the Quran. I just gave you the word. Show me that. That's all you got to do. Show me that the mutawafiqa means something else. Show me what. Show me. He came up with something from Google. Show me that mutawafiqa means something else other than I'll kill you or I'll take you or not for me. This is not my understanding.
No. Because look, exactly. You understand.
I'm not teaching you Islam. No, I'm just teaching you that your ulama has been lying to you. And you don't have iman. You don't have iman. You have nothing but just the words of your imam. If you go to the Quran, it says something other than what your imam told you. He said that Jesus did die on the cross. The Quran never said that. Allah said, I will kill you and bring you to me. I just told you, Surah 3 verse 55. Surah 3 verse 55. Oh, you don't know anything. You don't know what mutawafiqa means. You know what mutawafiqa means. You don't know what
he just ended the lies.
Brother Mansour, go to Mansour, record Mansour. Go next to him, record him.
The Christian communities don't call themselves Nasara, they call themselves Masihi. There's a huge significant difference in this. Okay? So, whether the Nasara or the Nazarenes could be related in this cognates in this words. Those who believe in the Ahl al-Nazar, follow Christ. It could be something like that. So, Quran confirms the true beliefs of the heart, and it specifically condemns, rejects, and says these are the beliefs that you should avoid. That Christ was not Son of God, was not God, was not part of the Trinity. God is not Trinity. God is one. God doesn't have a son. Christ didn't die for crucifixion. Mary's mother wasn't unchaste. They both were righteous. All of these things, Quran says, this is what was the reality. But Christianity is Christianity, extreme veneration and love of Christ and of Mary. So you have the Miriamites on one hand, the Collyridians, showing their devotion to Mary, elevating her into like a goddess. The Collyridians, the Miriamites. And you have, on the other hand, Christ lovers. Those who venerated Christ so much, God, the Son of God, what now to worship along with God. Quran says, don't go into extremes.
So what you're saying, then it slowly developed, the Eastern Orthodox Church, and then they imposed.
I didn't say Eastern Orthodox. I'm not talking about any Western or Eastern. I'm talking about within the few hundred years, Christianity was not one.
Okay, can I answer you? May I answer you? So, first of all, you ignored to mention, because the New Testament didn't just, here it is, we wrote it down, now let's believe that. It developed from something which was the oral tradition and the holy tradition of the church before any manuscript was written down. Right, and they wrote, and this oral tradition is not like, oh, he sees something and he starts speaking. Did you? Oh, and then we write it down. The way the oral tradition works is like with the ancient Greeks, the Near Eastern oral traditions, and the Jews is very sophisticated and very particular. Like the apostles and eyewitnesses that were there. We're talking pre-325, what you said, yeah? Before even Paul's letters, 50, 70 AD, before them.
What happened before that?
So then, these eyewitnesses, like the apostles, most of the apostles and other eyewitnesses, what they saw the events there, they stood and they spoke. This is just the oral tradition. There are many things I'm going to talk, but the oral tradition. So it would be in public. They would talk what happened. There's sayings. There's other apostles speaking to the Jews, others speaking to the Greeks, all different geographical locations. And they'd have 10 scribes write down, and another 5 scribes over there writing what he said. And all this evidence, all right, is where the Orthodox Church started. So we have we also have evidence of the creeds in the church, the liturgy and the creeds and what they believed, and about the resurrection and about these events. This is long before before 325.
I'm not talking about 325. I was giving you first 400 years of Christianity. So, in your explanation, do bring in the Ebionites and how you explain their beliefs.
Please let me finish, and then we can. Yeah, I appreciate it if you don't. Before 70 AD, before the destruction of the temple, the Jewish temple, before the destruction of Jerusalem by the Romans, these things were in the churches, and they were praying, and in the homes, and the apostles and the eyewitnesses and the oral tradition, they were writing these things down and speaking these things. So in their prayers, they would say all these things. So you've dismissed that. You've dismissed the pre-Nicene.
I wasn't giving you enough details. So how can I dismiss things?
You've dismissed the pre-Nicene Orthodox fathers that wrote about these things.
Everyone's included. The Orthodox,
and last point, and then you say, yeah, it's okay. Bart Ehrman, he's a joke, all right? All his arguments there, 99% of them, all been well debunked by many scholars. He's an absolute rubbish.
What argument?
He's a
what argument?
Well, I can give you, but he's...
Give me one argument that's debunked by scholars.
You know...
Then I just want one.
Wait, go slowly, we're going to do this, yeah? His arguments, okay, first of all, he was an born-again Christian. He doesn't know much about the oral tradition.
So give me one argument from his scholarly works that's been debunked.
About what? About the church.
I'm asking about the church. One argument about him, from him, in his scholarly writings that's been debunked. I'm not interested in Bart Ehrman, whether he likes tomato in his breakfast or not. Not in the person, in his works, academic works. And then I want to know about the Ebionites in relation to your belief system about oral tradition. How did the Ebionites arise? Their belief, and what do they believe? And does it differ with the Eastern Orthodox?
Because of has loads of everything.
Are you getting coffee, Jutta?
Yeah.
You had too much coffee.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
I'm not being.
You get to the information.
I hope he's doing
Yeah, you get there very quick, and you get a bit more. It's not 100% accurate, but you get there quick, and it's to learn. We're here to learn. I'm not here to. I'm clever. I remember the verses. People don't say sorry.
I didn't come out too bad, did it? It came out well.
Ehrman's argument about the reliability of the New Testament text
That's what I was
suggests that
asking.
the Bible was altered over time. Yeah?
I have direct evidence in my pocket. I don't need Bart Ehrman for that. So I don't know what you're talking about.
So what do you want to know?
If you come with me to British Library one day, I will show you direct evidence. New Testament, Old Testament, was undergoing corruption of the text.
No, boss.
That's the
Please, can I say something? Can I say something? Please.
When you're 18, only 2% don't actually use any different economic doctrines.
Listen, if I drop one drop of poison in the glass of water, that one drop could be 0.1% or less. Would you drink it?
However, I will say to you, sir, kind sir, that in Islam there are 90,000 discrepancies between 30 Qur'ans. The Hatton brought down here about 7 years ago.
The same Hatton I debated on the ladder and debunked it. Where are you living?
If you go in there,
Was all 30 Qur'ans you debunked?
The same Hatton you're talking about, I debated right there on the ladder. Debunking her. Watch it. Watch it on different channels. So on Hatton's channel, on other channels.
Also, Christianity doubled every 10 years for the first 200 years.
So is atheism. Does that make
The
atheism?
first 10 years because of the Holy Spirit, because of the Holy Spirit in the wax.
Christianity is doubling, atheism is quadrupling, for example. So it's, what is the most fastest growing belief or non-belief system?
In Iran, China, in South America.
Bring the ChatGPT and ask, what is the fastest growing belief system today? Otherwise, I'll go.
It's Christianity. Because China was an atheist country, but it's actually exploded there because of the Holy Spirit. But I will say that if anyone doesn't believe the Holy Spirit is real, I pray for you right now, and I guarantee you the Holy Spirit will show up in your life at some point. If you say this prayer, who are you? Who are you? Reveal yourself to me. You may laugh, you may mock me, but I promise you, that's why there are, you've done a mini logical Christianity in every time. We have about 2.6 billion Christians in this world, and we don't have any possible logic. You can't go as you
Let's debunk your lie.
because the Holy Spirit is very, very
Let's debunk your lie.
ChatGPT is a
He was bringing ChatGPT, so this is nothing wrong with that.
It's
Do you have a
getting
problem?
information
Okay.
quick.
an algorithm.
What did you say?
So what? When we look at the reference the man brings up, it's enough.
Bring the reference first.
Excuse me.
ChatGPT is unknown to this kid.
exactly. You can't trust it.
Wait. Don't trust it. But I'm just showing you. ChatGPT is not made by me, right? Again, what is the fastest growing belief now? Islam is letting the people practice it. So, wait.
Because
One second. I'm not finished.
Muslim families are
I'm
having
not
like 8 times
finished.
as many,
I'm not
like
finished.
more than twice as many children as non-believers.
So let me come back to you now on this one.
Mansour, are you conflating the people who
I'm not
practice
speaking
the
to you.
religion to the truth claim
I'm
of
not
the
speaking to
religion?
you.
Well, no, I'm addressing your question.
Okay. So do you mind coming here this side? So face you.
Or we can shift to like top discussion.
Let's face me. Yeah, that's good.
So as we were saying, the point that you made is you made a point about that there are textual differences so many, and I said, do watch the video in other channels other than hers, right? So you will realize where the truth is, because it's a claim that's been pondered and reflected on by real people. I'm thinking, oh, that's the issue. But if you keep on believing in your propaganda, you'll believe in the propaganda, which is the lie. I'm not finished yet. Point number 2. Then you said, look, the fastest growing religion. Look, atheism is growing very fast. And what you need to do is go. You can disagree, no problem.
Islam is growing fast
But I'm
because
asking-
of 4 wives and cousin
But I'm
marriages.
asking,
Islam
Why are you
promotes cousin
disturbing my
marriages and
discussion?
4 wives.
Why are you
Why
disturbing-
Islam is growing?
can I ask you a question? Why are you
We
disturbing?
defend the Christian Ummah.
Why are you
Defend the Christian
Why are you disturbing my discussion?
We're defending the Christian Ummah.
Why are you
Jesus
disturbing?
Christ.
Why are you disturbing my
Power of the Holy
discussion?
Spirit. You have no arguments against the power of Jesus Christ, Mansour. Wait, Mansour, are you conflating the truth?
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? Tell me again.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, carry on. I was going to.
Okay. So do not insult this gentleman as he requested.
Okay,
Right?
he's my Christian brother.
But I'm not speaking to him. You came into my discussion. I'm having a discussion with you. I don't want to discuss with comedians. This is how I am.
You are a comedian.
Right.
You are a comedian.
So the fastest growing religion determines what sources are we going to go to.
Sources?
Yeah.
Okay, well, not ChatGPT for a start.
What will you go to? Not what will you not go to. What will you go to?
Right, for the.
Hmm?
Yeah, to be honest, off the top of my head, I don't know.
But you already believed in a fascist green religion
populism.
based on something. So now,
So your evidence is ChatGPT.
Wait. No, it's not my evidence.
Mine is off the top of my head.
Excuse me, mine is not
Well, you've got
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
No,
So what's the
it's because
reference?
your friend,
So what's the
He's not my
reference?
friend.
So what's
Your-
the reference? So what's the
friend,
reference?
my friend was here.
Mansour, what's the reference?
My friend who was here.
What's the reference you're using?
And I said, because of
Mansour.
you have ChatGPT. over there.
Mansour,
I am going to
ChatGPT.
show that. So I am
What is the
asking,
reference?
Can you not disturb my discussion?
Mansour, you're being intellectually dishonest. What's the reference?
Why are Christians so insecure?
I'm very secure. Mansour, I offer a debate.
Do you mind
I'm
telling them
16.
off not to have disturbance
Mansour, I'm
in
16.
discussion?
Come debate, sir.
This is because
You disturb people all the time, Mansour. Mansour, I'm 16. Come debate me.
I can't hear anything because of this
All the
cloud.
time.
I will say, Mansour,
No, I can't hear anything because of this cloud. They are disturbing me. I would like you to tell them.
Hands on fingers.
Mansour, one.
We are people of the book. Listen to us.
One, I don't know.
We are the people of the book. Listen to us.
Give me 2 minutes.
No, tell them
We are the people of the book.
Mansour, one. Now listen, guys. Mate.
Tell them what's happening.
Okay, put your hand out. I'll give you a slap. Nosy boy.
So now, as I was saying, we need to know reliable.
Can I speak?